I can call you friends for sure by now, right? We know each other long enough. Christoph, your host here, and also Andreas Hediger. They are the co-event meet promoters. And they have a really strategic job in making sure that this event goes smoothly. And most importantly, that everybody, both the fans and the partners, enjoy themselves. And obviously, we want you guys to report on this particular event very well indeed. But if I'm honest, I don't think that is going to be difficult because the quality of performers that are here are truly outstanding. And I want to say second to none, if I could really say that. So first of all, can I start with you, Christoph? I mean, it's not just about the event itself, right? There's so much that goes on in preparation and building partnerships because this is a really Swiss iconic event, isn't it, the Weltklasse?
Yeah, it's already 91 years old, Weltklasse Zurich. First issue was in 1928. And our goal is we have a motto, and this is to inspire and connect all year round. And so we start with a grassroots program together with our partner UBS, called UBS Kids Cup. And this year we had 185,000 participants and over 1,100 events all over Switzerland. They do a 60-meter run, a jump, and a throw. Basic movements, basic for all sports, and this is the foundation we lay all over the year.
And how does that continue then? I mean, you have that in Weltklasse. The youngsters will see that. Is there any other progression for them? Is it like we have the kids clinic, for example? Is that what they would aspire to get to, involved with?
Yes, of course. Now we have they can connect with the top athletes, and on Saturday, 2 days after Weltklasse Zurich, is the Swiss final. You have to qualify from all the regional, then you go to cantonal final, and then to the Swiss final. And here we keep probably 10 to 15 top athletes. They stay in Zurich, and so with different roles, because the kids are the stars, and the stars, they help the kids.
Brilliant. Well, you've mentioned stars. Andreas, I mean, I've looked at the lineup. It's nuts. It's just such high quality everywhere. I mean, for you, it must be really special that you've managed to pull this off, put it all together.
Yes, of course, and it's always quite difficult to pick highlights out of this because each and every event, plus minus, is a highlight itself. Sure. So, we managed to mostly have everybody qualified. Only the ones with real injuries are not present, and that makes us proud, of course.
Any particular events that we should look out for in your mind? Because it is, I mean, it's just loaded everywhere. I mean, if you're a true athletics fan, this has got to be the place for sure.
Yes. Personally, I'm always with duels. Yeah. And I want to pick out one duel that has never taken place before, which is the 400 hurdle man, where Karsten Warhol meets the first time Ray Benjamin. And this is an exceptional one. The 1,500 women with 2 world record holders in one field. The mile record holder from recently, Sifan Hassan, and Genzebe Dibaba, the 1,500 world record holder. They will go in a really fast pace. So that will be interesting. 62, 205 for the ones that are in the sport. They know what that means. Probably I can also take out the 200 women, world champion against Olympic champion, double European champion, then double Diamond League champion and Swiss champion as well. So it's all in this race, and not to forget about the pole vault man with 3 currently 6-meter jumpers against Renaud Lavillenie, the world record holder. So, yeah, I probably took too many highlights out of it.
Yeah, you've got to take a little bit of a breath, haven't you, really, to say that. You've mentioned the international athletes, and you touched slightly on the Swiss, but there are many Swiss athletes that are competing as well, who are here because they are quality as well. They're not just put in because they're Swiss.
Absolutely. So we have the opportunity to give wild cards to certain athletes with a respective level, of course. And we are proud to present our best Swiss athletes in the field, also among the ones competing for the win. So we have Mujinga Kambundji that I mentioned before. She ran just recently at Swiss Championships 22-26, which is in the middle of the best. So we have also Leah Sprunger, the European champion in the 4 hurdles. We have Karim Hussein. We have some others competing as well. And I'm proud also to present many under 23 or under 20 European champions from this year in different events.
This, for you, Christoph, has got to be magical because you have the star performers all here, which then when you're presenting to other partners who is going to be here, it's got to be outstanding. They've got to just say, yes, we're involved, surely.
Yeah, I keep it simple to explain it to them. Our name is Weltklasse Zurich, and Weltklasse means world class. So it's just a guarantee that best are here.
Absolutely, there's no doubt about that whatsoever. And do you have any particular highlights yourself that you, well, I want to say, will you have a chance to look forward to? Because you are just always running around busy.
No, the goal is that I can enjoy the meet. If I'm running around, then normally it's not good. Because then there are some problems to solve. But normally I can enjoy the meeting because we have really 450 volunteers working here, and with all the suppliers, more than 1,000 people working all over, and it's impossible for Andreas or myself to run the meet. So it's one big team working hard.
Absolutely perfect. If there are any questions from the floor that you'd like to ask the meet promoters here, the meet directors, feel free. They're here to answer your questions. Looks pretty good to me, gentlemen. I can now say thank you very much for joining us. I do know you're busy. I do come to the office and see you guys working, so I know you are very busy. So right now, you need to get back. So I'll see you later in the office. Welcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Colin.
Thanks a lot.
Quiet my soul with its singing waves. Give me the peace that quiet
Yes, the athletes will be joining us with the women's 400-meter hurdlers, so they'll be joining us very soon. Thanks.
my soul wants to sing. Lord, quiet my soul with its singing waves. Give me the peace that quiet brings. My soul wants to sing.
brown sugar.
Well, I am absolutely delighted, I must say, to invite these wonderful athletes. We've mentioned there's just class everywhere, and I think you can see three athletes in front of you who just demonstrate that wonderfully well. On my left is for Dalilah Mohammed here, world record holder for the 400-meter hurdles. Next is Sydney McLaughlin, under 20s world record holder for the 400-meter hurdles, and of course Leah Sprunger there, who's not just a national icon but also a European champion of 400-meter hurdles. So it is wonderful to have you all with us. And we are here at the Diamond League final, and I've got to start with really the rookie of the Diamond League, Sydney. How has Europe been for you and being on this Diamond League circuit? What has it been like?
Is it on?
Yes.
Okay. It's been a good experience. You know, this is my first time in Switzerland, in Zurich, and every time I travel, it's just a new experience to see a new place and adjust, and new food and new time change. So I take everyone, you know, as a new experience and just learn for the future.
Excellent stuff. And Leah, I've got to mention to you, you've got some talented athletes in your home country. You must be excited that they're here, and obviously Switzerland can treat them well.
Yeah, I'm really lucky that we have such a good meeting in my own country, and that we can host the Diamond League final, so that the best athletes are coming into my country. And yeah, I hope they're gonna enjoy the stadium, the atmosphere, and that everybody's gonna perform well. And I hope I can use that nice field and do my best.
Well, Dalilah, you've won in Zurich, obviously, before, so you know exactly what it is like. Now, of course, Leah's going to get a massive round of applause when they mention her name. But, you know, with your world record, people were just outstanding, blown away from that performance. So for me, I've got to ask you a question. You're going to be here. You're going to try, obviously, to run as well as you possibly can at the World Class. But that world record for you, was that a magical moment for you?
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely something I've been working towards. So it definitely was what you said, magical. It was a little bit unexpected at the time that I did it, but I'm glad that it happened. And, you know, it's kind of early, still a month away from Worlds and even Diamond League. So I had to just kind of refocus and get ready for those things. But it was definitely magical.
Excellent. Now, you know, I'm going to take all of you really back right to the real beginnings of this season, because obviously you have to start somewhere. And Leah, for you, I mean, I saw you training in South Africa early on in the year, and you look in incredible shape. And I was giggling to myself thinking, I'm so glad I do not run anymore, because on so many occasions you looked exhausted with training. But it seems to be paying off. You won the European indoor title, first of all, the 4 flat, and you've been progressing nicely. Would that be accurate to say that?
Yeah, I mean, I could train really good and prepared well, but then the beginning of the season was not that good. I had some injuries, and I'm not used to get injured, so I had to learn how to deal with everything. And yeah, but I mean, the season is long, and I had time to be ready for Doha. I had not the pressure to qualify for the World Championship. That is really a big advantage for me. So now I'm just hoping that the shape is coming and that it's going upward.
Yep, the right direction.
Right, in the right direction.
Absolutely.
And yeah, we will see.
Absolutely. And Sydney, you started the Diamond League in Shanghai, a 4 flat. I think many fans in Europe were straight away thinking, oh, Sydney's coming on the Diamond League. Well, what is she going to do? And when you did the 4 flat, we were like, oh, okay, she's run the 4 flat. But for you, as part of your build-up, I guess.
Yeah, started out the season with a 400 in Shanghai, and it was a good kind of indicator for where we were. You know, that was my best, I think, season opener ever. So just being able to go out there and, you know, adjust, like I said, to the time change and being on the Diamond League circuit and seeing how things worked, I was really happy with my performance. So.
Yeah, and for you, Dalilah, I mean, you came on, you ran very well straight away with your first attempt of the Diamond League, in that sense, your first race. Straight away, meet record, world lead. Did that really a good sign for you that, all right, I'm where I need to be?
Yeah, definitely. We kind of changed things up in my training this year. So that was my fastest opener in the 400 hurdles ever. And I feel like by quite some margin, actually. And so, yeah, it definitely was a great indicator of like where I was and where the season could go.
Now, you said you changed things up. Can I be nosy and find out what they were? What was it that was a real significant difference?
I think this year we kind of really focused on like my strength and kind of went up in my training. I trained more 800. And I definitely think it kind of really made a difference.
Yeah. And Sydney, for you, did you feel kind of under pressure? And the reason why I say under pressure, because there was a lot of expectation on you. People were watching. There was eyes everywhere. But also because Coach being an Olympic champion and people knowing what she's done in the past, was that an added pressure? Because you've kind of got to try and live up to her too.
I think there's always going to be pressure, I think, but most of it comes from myself. So the biggest thing for this year for me was just to kind of learn and see how everything worked. You know, I'm new to all of this, and I think that's the beauty of having the first year is just, you know, you are new to everything. And I don't think there's much pressure from her. You know, we joke around all the time. We're basically friends. So, but it's great to definitely have her expertise because she's done there. You know, she's done it and she's been there before.
Yeah, I think one of the things that if people don't know, Joanna Hayes is just at the back who coaches Sydney, of course, Olympic champion herself, and spent many years, I shouldn't say many, should I, Joanne? Sorry. Exactly, right? That's right. But of course, with that wealth of experience that you have alongside you there, Sydney, I think that will be a huge advantage when it comes to your first year of travelling. And Leah, for you, I mean, you said you had those injuries early on. So how difficult was it for you to really come back from them? Because you had to qualify. You had to do the added pressure of timing to get right, run fast when people wanted you to.
Yeah, as I said, it was new because normally I was never injured, so I had to just calm down and not stressed because I was not used to start that slow in the season. But the good thing was that I knew why I was not performing well, and I had just to focus on those things, go back to work and train hard, and I know that the times are coming.
I want to ask you about the Diamond League itself. Dalilah, if I can start with you. What has been your favourite Diamond League moment for you? Is it an actual performance or has it been a specific time? What is it for you this year? And which event was it as well?
I guess I can say Zurich here last year.
Yeah.
I had a very up and down season, and I shouldn't say up and down. I had a not great season last year, so to come home with a win last year was definitely a surprise. Just definitely late in the year. I wasn't expecting it. So, yeah, I think the Zurich League final last year.
That was it for you. And Sydney, of course, this is your very first year on the circuit. I mean, each and every venue is very different from the culture, from the food, from the experience. Is there any particular one moment for you which is outstanding?
I'd say so far Monaco, just because, you know, of the performance and being able to see my progression and, you know, being able to drop to 53 low. But maybe, hopefully, tomorrow will be better, and you know that'll be my new favorite. Absolutely.
And for you, Leah, any particular moments this year that is outstanding?
I think for me it's for sure every Diamond League I have in Switzerland are special because it's home. In Lausanne, I'm really competing on my track where I train every day. So Lausanne was special. Also performed quite okay there. So there it was my favorite moment for the moment now.
Excellent stuff. Any questions from the floor to any of these wonderful athletes? Yep, we got a question there. A mic is on the way.
Thank you. Dalilah, I just wanted to ask about that world record run because when like high jumpers or pole vaulters go over big heights, they say it hurts and the body needs a bit of time to recover afterwards. So I was just wondering, was there any repercussions on your body after that fast run?
Well, for the first time ever, my coach actually gave me a break. No, I'm just kidding. No, seriously, though, he gave me 1 week off, and I definitely needed it. Just mentally more than anything, to just kind of refocus and just kind of take a break from the track. Definitely was needed. So it was more mental for me than anything.
Any other questions? Yep.
Dalilah, again, could you talk a little bit about what you and your coach discussed after the race? Did you do an analysis or a breakdown of the run itself?
It's hard to keep. A lot of people ask me this question. In all honesty, we really haven't talked that much about it. And I know that sounds crazy, but I think it just was a lot going on more than I guess people kind of realized. Kind of just that day, even just it was a very, very long day, and then just the days that followed, even. Our focus really was about I think he wanted to just refocus me and kind of get me back on track to finish out this season strong and not just settle on, it's crazy to say settle, but on a world record, and that we have more things that we wanted to accomplish. And I think that's kind of where our head has been and what our goals have been. So we did go over the race slightly. I've heard people tell me I can run 51.8, so I mean, I don't know if he thinks that, but we'll see.
Another question at the back.
Dalilah and I guess Sydney as well, you both ran so fast over the 4 hurdles, but would you consider doing the 4x4 in Doha?
Ooh, really? if called upon, would you run for your country?
Called upon, absolutely. That's definitely something I'd look forward to doing.
Yeah.
Same. Love 4x4s.
I love 4x4s. It's way too far from me. Way too far. Way too far.
The old 400 world record was staying very long.
Do you think it makes you free now that this old world record is broken and you can go even faster?
Yeah. So because the world record has stayed for such a long time previously, now you've kind of broken it. It means that that's done. So you can continue your progression easier.
I don't know about easier, but it's definitely one of those things that I'm happy to have done it. If the record stays long, great. If it doesn't, that's okay too. I think it's just one of those things that you're happy to have accomplished.
I mean, yourself as already now the Olympic champion, the world champion, the world record holder. You've got the world title to try and get because you had 2 silvers there. Is that really something now that you think to yourself, right? I've got to so nail this performance at the World Championships. Remember who's sitting next to you, mind you. She may have something to say about it being an easy ride, but go ahead. Yeah.
Yes, I mean, it's definitely something we want. I think everyone sitting up here wants that. That's no shocker. You don't do this sport not wanting to win. So that's, I can say that, but everyone can say that. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's definitely on the plan, but that's just comes with the territory.
And Sydney, a few final question. You're young, you're ambitious, you're still. To be in a world record race, do you look at it thinking, yeah, one day I'm going to get there?
Yeah, I think, after that whole experience, which was kind of crazy, I remember crossing the line. I was just so shocked and happy for her. But I think for me, just being able to witness it and see what it takes and realize, this is my first year, I'm still getting used to everything. There's going to be time for stuff like that. It was great to be able to see it, and take it in. And even though I wasn't able to do it, I've witnessed it and see, how far ahead I have to be able to do that. So.
No, it is a great thing to have that experience for sure when you're young, to see exactly what the ultimate performance is and where you're at. It's a brilliant, brilliant experience. And if you're back home, you're back in Switzerland, it's going to be a tough race for sure. Season's best, hopefully?
Yeah, I hope, definitely. I hope I can use the fast race from tomorrow and race a season best. That's the goal, yeah. And
towards Doha, what are your prospects for you there?
My goals? I hope I can reach the final. That's my goal. 2 years ago I was there, so I train to be better every year, and I really hope I can be in the final. I'm gonna do everything to be there and then fight.
And fight. We like that. Any final questions from the floor before I release these ladies to get back and relax, to get themselves ready for performance tomorrow? No? Dalilah, Sydney, Leah, thank you very much for joining us, and good luck for the Diamond League final. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, it's absolutely fantastic that I'm in the company of some very swift men here. I think that's an understatement, really. Noah Lyles and also Alex Wilson here. Guys, wonderful that you're be able to join us. Now, I was watching you training yesterday, right? And you look so light and loose and full of running. How are you feeling?
To be honest, I'm in the middle of being tired and feeling good. You know, when you just like your body feels good, but you're actually mentally tired. So I'm kind of, just shifting through that back and forth, and I'm trying to find that equilibrium again. But body-wise, I feel ready to go.
You looked it. I can assure you that. You certainly looked ready to go. And Alex, you last weekend was life. You were working through everything there. The races before that, 19.9, 8, 10.0. I mean, you seem like you're starting to roll again.
Yeah, that 19 cost me 6 weeks.
Explain a little bit, guys, about that.
I rode 19 seconds and my ribs started hurting me afterwards. It took me 6 weeks to recover. And my first competition was actually last week at the Nationals, so I trying to take it easy, but I feel the speed is back coming up, so I'm happy for that. So because I could have actually ended my season. So I'm happy that I can run again.
Absolutely. Now, your coach is here, Clarence, somewhere. I can see that. Yep, there's Clarence there. Is he happy with your form right now?
Yeah, he's pretty happy because he see that I run 20.4 just actually jogging. So he knows I'm back in shape where I should be. So he's pretty happy about that.
Okay, that is the most important thing. If coach is happy, athlete is on their way back, everybody is happy. No, I've got to start with your season has just been, in my opinion, outstanding over the 200 meters. It's just been phenomenal. It has just been phenomenal. And your 100-meter run has been all right as well.
It started off pretty quick.
It did start off really quick. Let's do those comparisons. I mean, we all first met you and saw you as a 200-meter runner for sure. I mean, smooth, elegant, round the bend, down the home straight, great knee lift, hold your form wonderfully well. We were always wondering what you could do with 100, and your 100 has been pretty spectacular. How are you feeling about that?
I'm very excited to see where my 100 keeps taking me. I've kind of always been a 100, 200-meter runner. It's just that the 200 was such a good event for me that early on in my career, it's just like, let's focus on what you're good at. And this year, me and my coach were like, okay, we're definitely going to start running more hundreds and trying to get out there and really get a feel for the form and everything. And every day I get out there is another day for me to get a better start. And we have put a ton of work into the start, and it's been paying off a lot.
Yeah, I think the 9.8s are kind of telling us that, right? So when you lined up in Shanghai for that 100 meters, what did you think you could do? Generally, what did you think you could do? Or you were just going to compete?
It was really just a compete type situation. Right. I wasn't looking for a PR. I was really just looking for a win. I knew I was in fast shape because we had done a practice a week before, and my coach told me the time. It was in the rain, and we did what do we do, a 60, 80, 100, and I was like, well, what was that? He's like, so when my coach gets excited, he doesn't tell me the time like a normal coach was. He'll walk over from the big starting line all the way to the finish to show me the stopwatch. And I saw 9.3 on the stopwatch, and I was like, okay, we're in shape then.
You're ready to roll. You're ready to roll. You're ready to roll. Which is, from there on in, it's just been like that. You have just been outstanding, as I say. Pick the event in your mind as being the one for you.
It's the 200.
And in which competition?
Where are we going after? Are we going after pure time, or are we just going off of excitement, feeling?
It's your choice. It's your running, so it could be on time because obviously your 950 was great, but not necessarily. You may not have been satisfied with that. You may have gone into that competition thinking I could run 9.4 today.
Yeah, that's exactly how it was.
There you go.
950 was like I really was going into that competition thinking I was going to run a 19.4, and I was just like, well, I'll take the PR. It was right there, and I was just like, next time I'm in, really good shape. We're definitely going to be striving for some hardcore times. But My favorite one, I think, it still has to be Prefontaine.
Okay.
2018. It was just one of those days where I was finally at Prefontaine in front of a U.S. audience, and I was coming in as the favorite, and I just wanted to like do something spectacular, and it actually happened, and I was just like, I'm always gonna remember that day. I went from like being good to okay, he's now in the all-time list.
And that is an important feeling for an athlete because it makes you just feel more comfortable and confident in who you are in front. Alex, for you, this year, you know what you've been doing, how you've been competing. You're coming around nicely. Obviously, here at the World Class, there's going to be a lot of attention on you. People are going to be screaming your name as you go down into those starting blocks until it goes silent. For you, what can we expect?
Wow, actually, I really don't know. Like I said, I just started running last week again, but I'm pretty excited. You know, in Zurich, anything can happen. When the crowd roll, you know what can happen. It can make you run a crazy time. It can make you run even crazy slow. Yeah. You never know. So I am really excited, but I'm positive that I'm on the good side now. So I'm ready to run tomorrow.
And then because of the injury circumstance situation that you had, it's the World Championships being 4 weeks' time. Is that really allowing you enough time to get back to your tip-top shape?
I mean, if the World Championship wasn't that late, I would have finished the season already. I would call it a day already.
So it is making a difference.
It's making a
in
difference.
your mind as well.
I mean, I'm happy that the World Championship is that late. Picking up an injury like that in June, I'm happy that the World Championship that late, so I could get a chance back to train and get back up to top again. So I'm happy about that part.
You're up against this young man, of course, a huge talent. A huge talent. What do you admire about his performances this year? Because obviously the injuries mean that you've been able to sit out and watch them, but you're a fan of athletics as well, so I know you've watched what's gone on.
I mean, look, I'll be honest to you, I always watch him. I saw he run 10-1 in Gainesville.
Yeah, at the beginning of the season.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and then I see him go a week later and jump 19.998, and I was like, wow, that's crazy. And I was like, whoa, we going up for a race this season. No, I stayed in the stand because my coach wanted me to run that day, but I was not up for racing that day, and I watched that 10-0. I'll be like, that guy came from behind. Like, you know, he came like from way behind everybody, and I was like, wow, what if he get his start correctly? Nobody is going to chase him down. And then I wake up that morning, I remember it's really early in the morning, Shanghai, and I saw that when he catch Coleman on the line, I was like, okay. That's it. And I think about his 200 meter already because I know he's a strong guy over the 200 meter. And you know, when you get your speed up for the 100, you know, it's already over for the guys over the 200. And I saw that from that time that he going to run a crazy 200 meter this season.
And no doubt, they've been pretty crazy and consistent, which is the most important thing. Obviously, it's 100 meters tomorrow. How are you feeling for that, both of you? Really, how are you feeling for it? We've touched on it a little bit, but...
I feel pretty confident.
Yeah.
Block practices have been going very well. Every little detail of the race so far has been going extremely well. And last week in Paris was kind of a test to see where my body was because I actually was training through that week. So a day before Paris, I actually had a really hard workout. And I was like, everybody was shocked that I ran. Like, I was shocked. My coach was shocked. I think my agent was shocked. Like, we were all looking at that time like, oh, okay. No, it shows that I can be able to, you know, take on stress on my body and run fast. So I'm excited.
I got to say, literally, every time you run the 200 meters, you're breaking a certain sprinter's track record. Does that give you pleasure to think, okay, I'm raising Usain Bolt off that list, slowly but surely, of all the little track meets?
I mean, it's kind of fun, but, you know, I don't really think about it too much.
You're lying.
It's like, you say that, but that's the thought that you might have.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. I think a little different.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm not really here to take individuals' records. I'm just here to run. You know, if that breaks a record, cool. But I was really here to like win and run fast.
Okay, let's take ourselves then to Doha. You're lining up for that 200-meter final. Would you like that meet record?
Yeah, I'd like that.
Yeah,
who wouldn't like that one?
Yeah, I guess it being a world record is not a bad meat record.
Exactly.
It's to take. Any questions from the floor? Oh, straight away hands up. Could we get a mic back there?
Hello, Noah. 2 questions for you. The first one, if you'll win tomorrow the 100, you'll get an invitation for Doha on the 100. Is there any chance you'll use it?
No, I don't.
Sorry, bad question.
No, yeah, I don't.
And the second question, tomorrow you're going to run, but you're also going to sing. What gives you more pressure?
To be honest, I don't feel too much pressure on either. I wrote the lyrics to the song, so it's kind of stuck in my head forever now. And then again with the 100, I've been practicing all season. So if I'm not ready now, I got to go back to the drawing board and look at myself.
Any other questions there? Alex, I've got a quick question for you again. When you see all the world's best sprinters there alongside, and you've kind of now pitched yourself in amongst those lot, did you ever imagine that was going to happen to you here in Switzerland, that you'll pitch yourself as one of the best and can hold your head up?
I'll be honest with you, it's crazy because before I went to Cali, I was like in the world number 200, 300. And now looking at myself and see I'm number 8, I'll be like, wow. Like, it's crazy because since the past 2 years, I've been working really hard. I even dropped about 10 kilos. So I did a lot. And as you know, Cali's pretty tough guy, so he don't let me off at all. So I'm happy for myself that I could have, my second part of my career, just say, listen me, man, I'm going to go for it. I left to London, do everything. You know, the weather in London is actually kind of messy. So so I go there and train every day. And so I'm happy to be here actually now.
Okay. Yep, we've got some questions.
How it feels. A question to Noah, how it feels to run against an old man who is still the world champion, the reigning world champion, and
I guess that's Justin. Right?
What's
That's what I'm assuming.
what's your relation to Justin Gatlin?
What's my relation, or how does it feel to race against the guy who's older than me? To race against a guy who's older than me, it doesn't make any difference. I've been racing against people who've been older than me since I was a teenager. I went to Olympic trials. I was 18. Didn't make a difference if they're older or younger. I'm still going out there to win. Relation, it's pretty cool, pretty casual. Not super good friends, but we definitely know each other, definitely talk to each other, have some pretty cool conversations throughout on the circuit, you know, that type of relationship.
Any final questions? Yep, okay, yep.
Also for Noah Lyles, why don't you want to run the 100 meters in Doha? Why do you say so categorically no?
Hey, Mark, what number is that we've heard that question? I think that's like 23. The reason I'm not running the 100 is because I have a very strong chance of winning that 200. I also have a very strong chance of trying to break some meet records. I might not get another chance like this again because I plan to be doubling after this. The 100 is just one of those races where I'm not so strong in it that I know I can come away with a win, and I don't want to be tired from trying to like push for top 3 and then not have that chance anymore of getting that 200 gold.
Any final questions? No? Gentlemen, quickly, predictions. You could either go time predictions, good weather, performance. How you feeling? What time do you think we'll win? Let's say what will win. I'm not saying that you're going to win. So what do you think is going to be a winning time? Potentially on tomorrow.
A 9.8 low or a 9.7 high?
9.8 low, 9.7 high. Alex, what do you think? Are you going to go with Noah on that?
I said 9.9.
Oh, 9.9. Okay. In a couple hours, we will soon find out, right? They're still friends. Don't worry. Gentlemen, please go back and rest. Noah Lyles, my pleasure. Alex Wilson, Well done. Thanks, gentlemen. Thank you. We are back here with so many talented runners yet again. This is just an influx of talent everywhere we look. Now it's on to the women's steeplechase and middle distance. So I should introduce everybody to you here, Coburn here. Wonderful that you're here, of course. Shall I go that way and come back? Yeah. And of course we got Genzebe, Dibaba there. Sifan, are you smiling? You happy? Sifan is saying there. And of course, there we have Beatrice. Chepkoech is the correct pronunciation there. It is brilliant. I mean, I am just so pleased that you've all made it here, especially you, because you've had a little bit of a journey to get here.
Yeah, I've been training in St. Moritz the last week, and it's beautiful and wonderful, but I took the train this morning, and I surprised Bettina by telling her I'm taking a late train, so I promise I'll get there, but yeah, sorry to make you guys worry, but I just had to stay up in the mountains as long as possible.
I get that. I certainly get that. But let's talk about steeplechase first, since I got you and Beatrice right next to me here. And I want to take you all the way back to Prefontaine. It was an eventful race. I mean, Beatrice, yourself, you won the race. Can you tell us a little bit about that performance? Because that was your world lead, wasn't it? Still your fastest time to date in the year 2019.
I think Prefontaine was so fast at track, and I decided to. Always, I used to be a front runner, and I decided to push it because it was a little bit faster, and it was too hot. Yeah.
But it was just a fully packed race with the best steeplechasers in the world, really. And Emma, you ended up in that second place. Can you tell us a little bit more about how you think your performance went there?
Like Beatrice said, she went very fast, and I knew going into it that I wanted to try and be really aggressive for the first half and just see what happened. And I had an almost perfect race. I fell in the race, but other than that, it was I know it's terrible, but other than that, it was a really good day, and I'm excited to, have another opportunity to chase Beatrice, and hopefully I can run strong again.
You said it was virtually nearly a great race, but you fell.
Yeah,
how's that working?
I was in, I was like going up to hurdle, and I was looking at the woman who was ahead of me and just forgot to jump in time. So it was just, when you're running as hard as when you're running as hard as you possibly can, it's sometimes hard to think while doing that. So I had a little lapse in my thinking there, but I popped right back up, and I think it cost me maybe a second or two. But I ran 9:04 there and got second place. So that was my second fastest time ever. So I'm ready to, have another good one.
And of course, your fastest time ever was when you won the world title.
Yeah, in 2017, I ran 9:02, and that's my fastest. And I felt last year that I was in better shape than I was in 2017, but didn't really hit it right in races. I was consistent with my performances, but never really, knocked one out of the park. So I've been training even better this year than the previous years, and think that in the right day that I can definitely run faster than I did in 2017, and try and break 9 minutes, which is for us or for me, a little bit of an elusive time out there. That is the ultimate goal.
And Beatrice just smiles there because your world record of 8:44 is just phenomenal. How close do you think you can get to that this year?
I think I will try my best to see if I will come a little bit lower than the one for Eugene. So that's my aim for tomorrow.
Absolutely. So the Diamond League could see quite a fast steeplechase by the sounds of it. Yeah, that is for sure. If we can go straight now over to the 1,500 meters. And first of all, Sifan, I mean, you have had such a phenomenal year. It's incredible. From 3,000 meters to 1,500 to the mile. How can you summarize your season so far?
Actually, in the start, my train was not good, but the competition was amazing. I started running without knowing 3:55 in Rabat. I was really not ready. I was very happy, and then I was surprised in Prefontaine. And then the rest for Monaco, I really training for it, and I was ready. And it's just amazing year this year. I hope it's going the same as.
Keep going, keep going, keep
Yes.
going. I mean, did you believe that in Monaco that you could run as quickly as you did for that mile?
I mean, because I have in Rabat and Prefontaine good race, and even my training was better, because before that I have Ramadan. I didn't train very well, and I just ran amazing races. After that, I have like a month to prepare. I know I'm in better shape than Rabat and Prefontaine. But when the pace was slow, and I thought, no, I'm not gonna get it. I just I may run like 4:16. I just do my best to run nicer.
And it was a little bit quicker.
I'm so happy.
Certainly. And Genzebe, I mean, for you, it was just been a solid year, isn't it, in the women's 1500 and middle distance itself. So what can we look forward to tomorrow in the competition?
ሁለት ሺህ 19 ያው ራሴን የምፈልግበት አመት ነበረ። አምና ወደ መጨረሻ አካባቢ ውድድሮች የተበላሽቶ ነበረ። በዛ ምክንያት ዘንድሮ 5000 ሙሉ በሙሉ አቁሜ ወደ ፊልድ የተመልሻለሁ ወደ 1500። ነገ ከእግዚአብሔር ጋር ያው አብረን የምናየው ይሆናል። ይሄንን ነው ማረገው ማለት አልፈልግም። ሁላችንም ባለንበት ነገ የምናየው ይሆናል።
The last season it was not a good season for me. Towards the end of the season I was getting difficulties, and now I'm trying. I stopped altogether 5,000 meters. I'm concentrating to this distance. So tomorrow we can expect something better. I can't say I will do that, but I will be in a good shape, and I will try my best.
And we can only ask for you to try your best, that is for sure. But your best is pretty good.
ነገ ለኔ የተሻለ ቀን እንደሚሆን ተስፋ አለኝ። ጥሩ ትሬኒንግ አድርጌያለሁ፣ ጥሩ ዝግጅት አድርጌያለሁ። አንድ ወር ለዚህ ውድድር ነበር ስዘጋጅ ነበር። ነገ አብረን እናያለን። ይሄ ነው ማለት አልፈልግም። ጥሩ ላይ ነው ያለሁት። ከእግዚአብሔር ጋር ያው ህልሜን አሳካለሁ እላለሁ።
I prepared for a long time, but a month, full month for this race tomorrow. So I trained very well. I feel good, and let us see tomorrow what comes.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be an exciting race for sure, both in the steeplechase and the 1500 meters. Do we have any questions for anybody of our wonderful athletes here off the floor? Yep.
Thank you. I have a question for Sifan Hassan. Please, can you tell us how does it feel to train in Ramadan?
How did it train in Ramadan?
Yeah, I have to.
How hard is it?
Just the same as now, but I can't push it hard because I don't have energy.
Up and how does it feel to train in such difficult conditions?
I think it just makes you more self-discipline and more strong mentality. And if you believe in it, you just do. Yeah, I can't drink water until sun go down and sun go up. And yeah, I just keep training, but I can't do like now I do, because if I tried, it's hard to push it.
Yeah. So basically, it's hard for her to push it because of, as you mentioned, she won't be able to drink. So that makes it really difficult. But she can still train, but she has the discipline to have that balance between the training and her religion. So it's easily done.
Yeah, exactly.
Easily done. Easily done. I would like to ask a question to all of you. This is a question to all of you. With the World Championships being after the Diamond League final, does it allow you really to focus on the Diamond League final as a really good idea of where you're at for the next part of training to go on to be world champion again?
I have never really run a perfect Diamond League final race. I think it's usually because I'm too tired from the World Championships or Olympics. So I'm excited to have an opportunity to race the Diamond League final before World Championships, just for like both the physical but the emotional fatigue that we experience as athletes in championships. So this feels more like, you know, all the other Diamond Leagues, but more important. And it's sometimes hard to rally back after a championship to come to a really high level race. And
So this is nice for you then, yeah?
Yes.
This is nice. And Beatrice, and for you, is it going to be nice? Yeah?
Yeah, for me, I can see it's the same because we just do it like the way we used to do, like last year. We used to finish first World Championship, but for now we can finish the Diamond League. So it's the same because we used to come back after. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is going to be good competition, good racing. I'm liking the sound of this. That's it, fun for you.
For me too, I never had a really good last Diamond League finish because it's always in the last and I'm tired. I just want to go book a break and mostly whatever the final Diamond League, I'm thinking about my break and I just want to finish it. So this one is very good actually, middle of the season. We have 1 month for World Championship. It's very good. It just look like just Diamond League. I don't even feel, before I always feel like stressed out and now I don't feel, I just feel Diamond League.
Yeah.
Something
Ready
like
to
that.
go. Yep.
ያው ከዚሁ በኋላ ያው 1 ወር ነው የሚቀረን። በፊት ያው ዳይመንድ ልክ እንደጨረስኩ ለ1 ወር ወይ ለ2 ወር ረፍት አደረግ ነበረ። ያው በረፍት ሰዓቴ በመሆኑ ቅር ብለኝም ግን ያው ራስን ካሳመንክ ምንም ማድረግ እንደሚቻል ነው። ሲዝኑንም ይሄን ያህል ከባድ የሚባል ከባድ አይደለም። ስለዚህ ለኔ ያው እንደውም ይሄኛው ለዛኛው ጥሩ ዝግጅት እንደማድረግ ያደርገኛል ብዬ አስባለሁ።
For the next Diamond League, I am here now. After that, I will be ready for the next one. It's not so difficult because she prepared well and she's ready for it. So she's hoping only it will be better.
Well, it seems like this 1,500 meters is going to be pretty strong. It's going to be electric. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. Go back, rest up, and we'll see you on the track tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry,
I won't. No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Gentlemen, it is always a pleasure to have you here, Sam Kendricks, Mondo Duplantis, and Renaud Lavillenie. We are talking pole vault, and what they're actually talking and discussing is their jumping order. Yeah. Yeah, that is exactly what they're discussing there. So, since we're talking about the jumping order, what is the jumping order? Because it's tonight, right? Tell the guys.
No, the ladies are tonight, so
Yeah,
we will.
you're tomorrow?
We'll go tomorrow, but the jumping order, it was funny last year in Brussels. Mondo was last, even though I was the Diamond League point leader, because he had jumped 6:05 in Berlin. But this year, I get to be last, and I'm ahead on the diamond points by 1 point over Piotr Lisek, who was placed third.
Okay, but you happy with the order?
I am. I don't know about I don't know about Piotr.
Mondo, how about you? Are you happy with that order?
Yeah, I have no problem with the order. I don't think about it as much as I think Sam does and stuff. But,
Oh, he's okay. Don't do me that way, Mondo. You know, one day you'll be in my seat. You want the first seat here? Come on, here, take the first one.
Take it.
Go ahead. You can be first in the order.
but yeah, it's no problem to me. I know that we're gonna have to jump really high tomorrow anyway to win, and whatever order you're in, it's not gonna get you over the bar. So at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter that much. So
Renaud, go on. Yeah, I just
that was for you. He said your name. I'm off the
he's
hook.
already slated
I'm way
you,
off the
Sam,
hook.
so you're Renaud.
No, well, the fact is, since few weeks, exactly with Mondo, we are joking about the order because we know that Sam is really focused on that. So it's good for him that he will be, more concentrated about jumping now, and that's great because I know that last week I was last. And
it used to be a joke, and now it's not a joke anymore. So, I mean, that's how you deal with pressure, right? You make jokes about it, I guess.
Well, 606 tells the pressure, right? All of a sudden.
Well, everybody here has been in that rarefied air, some more than others.
No, for sure. So let's talk a little bit about the Diamond League and how it's gone. You mentioned earlier that you are the leader on the Diamond League table, but you've had what we would describe in British English a stellar season when it comes to.
I prefer that.
Do you like that?
More?
Stellar.
I like that.
Stellar.
I like that.
Stellar. So tell us about your stellar season.
Well, the season started competing against Mondo in the indoor season, even though we were on opposite sides of the ocean. So every time I jump, you'd put up 1 centimeter better on the world lead, and that became what the whole indoor season was about in the journalistic eye, and that was fun. It really was. Here we are in Europe, jumping in Berlin, Clermont, doing all these places, working really hard, and then all of a sudden Mondo just comes out and he puts another centimeter on us. Okay, I mean, just really kind of doing his Mondo thing, this was where we started, and from that competition, I mean, we clashed together the first time in Oslo, and so that was our first jump together, I think. Yeah, in Oslo, and so it's just been off to the races since.
And it's been strong competition. I mean, I'll be honest, working in the media, and when they keep asking us to predict the pole vault, it is possibly the most frustrating event to predict because there is so much talent. If you're slightly off, you can go from first to sixth and be 10 centimeters in it. I mean, how do you guys feel about that? Do you know when you look at each other who's going to have it in there today? Who's going to have the big performance in them?
Yeah, do you know by looking at him, Mondo?
No, I don't know. I don't know much. No, but yeah, it's crazy, and you don't know what 580 is going to do. You don't know what 590 is going to do on each, any given particular day. Nowadays, with these guys jumping as great as they are. So it almost gotten to a point where it's so crazy, you really just got to focus on yourself. And you probably should be doing that in the first place. But, yeah.
You can be distracted, obviously. Yeah.
But it's just, I have no clue what Sam, what Piotr, what Renaud, what everybody's going to do tomorrow. So I'm really just focusing on myself. And I'm going to try to jump the highest that I can jump, which is, I guess it's cliche, it's obvious. But, I mean, it is true because I really don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I don't think any of these guys do.
Renaud, you have the most experience of all the guys here. Is that a polite way of saying that you're old now? Yeah, he's
No,
got yes,
in
Colin,
his
no,
defense, he is le roi, he is the king, okay?
Of course,
Let's just
of
lay the
course.
carpet out.
So I'm saying he has the most experience. So you've literally seen it all. So when you watch these guys preparing, they're prowling around, do you know that, okay, he may not quite have it today, or he may not quite. He's not particularly pointing at you, Sam, or you, Mondo. We're talking generally in the field.
Oh, he called me out in Birmingham last year. It was pretty awesome. I said, okay, he is the winner. He says, Sam, this bar is not the win. It's not the right bar. It is the next one, and so he just skipped it.
You know it, right? So I'm saying.
Solid.
So go on, Renaud.
I'll tell you what else he said. But
Well, no, the fact is, of course, by being on the circuit for more than 10 years, I've seen a lot of things, and I can't say straight up before the competition that who is going to win, who is going to lose, but for sure, I saw, especially during the warm-up, who is going to be in shape, who is going to be dangerous or not. But the fact is, as everybody saw by the past, that sometimes you have a bad day at the warm-up and you find the key during the competition and you can, go way over what you was expecting. So yeah, it's every time, frustrating because you make some pronostic in your head, but you have to take care about everyone, especially right now because many guys are able to jump 6 meters. 590 is random, so we have to say that even if 1 or 2 are missing, we have plenty of guys who are able to do it. So as said Mondo, we have to first stay focused on ourselves, doing our job, doing the best, and then recounting each bar after bar.
Is one of you better in specific conditions? So if it's a wet day, is one of you more likely to jump higher? Is there somebody who's a favorite in specific conditions, or it's all still going to be haphazard?
well, I'll take this one.
Go on, Sam. Take this one. Take this one.
There is youth, there's experience, and then there's everybody in between. And you have the talented, the young, the guys that have all of the skill. They push up on the old guys like me and Renaud that are trying to stay relevant, stay strong, and give challenge to everyone that's succeeding in coming up the ranks. I think in Berlin last year, you saw how the sport changed. It took experience, skill, and someone in between, Timur Morganov, to say this is the standard by which we're all kind of judged now. I know Renaud, he has 7 or 8 Diamond League trophies now. 7. He can. I made the joke here in Zurich the first time that he could put his bed on top of his diamonds. But but when it comes to conditions, it is who is the best on the day, because we have probably the most practice for a championship of any other event. You get 6, 8, the 10 top pole vaulters together for every single one of these meetings. You're probably going to get a pretty good picture of what Doha is going to look like, or Zurich, when everybody's clashing together at the best of their season. You don't look forward to say, oh, I wonder if it rains, who's going to win. I wonder if it's just a little windy, because all of these guys are so mentally strong that not just one thing is going to knock them off the game.
Mondo, for you obviously jumped really well at the beginning of the season. That's 6 meters very early, and then only last week, again, another 6 meters. Is it frustrating that in between when you're trying to still kind of hit that 6 meter mark, or are you kind of content to be where you're at?
I guess for a little bit it kind of was, because I jumped it so early, so everybody's expecting just to keep getting higher and higher throughout the season, and I'm happy to get back to 6 meters. Put my name in this hat of this lottery that we have almost in Pova, who's going to be the winner of this meet. So yeah, I mean, I feel good right now. I feel like I'm in good shape, but I was more just kind of trusting the process, because I tried to take it slow and try to almost have like an outdoor part 1, part 2, and so this is the part 2, and so yeah, it's great to get back over 6 meters, and I feel like I'm now really in the hunt again.
Really in the hunt at the right time of the year.
Exactly.
Yeah. Any questions from the floor? Yeah, hands go straight away. We have a microphone here. Just the front here.
Yeah. Sorry, not to you, Sam. Renaud, a question. It's quite obvious. It's quite obvious that you guys really are enjoying each other's company and also the competition that is between you guys. Was it during your whole time in the world elite? Was it always like that within the pole competition, or is it because you guys mix so well together?
Well, no. During the past, it was not every day like that. I mean, it's many things. It's first question of human relationship, and you can't be friends with everyone. And the fact is, right now, we have some very good guys, very friendly, and we have some good relationships, which help us to enjoy the time from like almost 2 years. Every competition is really good. So even if on a track everybody is here for the win, but by the past it was not as important as right now. So I think it's great, and specifically because also we are able to jump pretty high. So seeing 5 friends jumping 580 is not the same as seeing 5 friends jumping 6 meters or more. So yeah, it's just for now because of that guy, and we have no idea if he would stay like that for many years or not. But I mean, right now we have to enjoy it, and it's pretty cool.
Mondo, I think you spent some time at Renaud's place a few weeks ago for training. Was it like the first time, and how did you like that experience?
No, it was my second. It was my second time, and yeah, I went last year before the Paris Diamond League meet, and so this year was in preparation for the Monaco Diamond League meet. And anytime Renaud gives me an invitation to go train and hang out in his hometown, I'm always gonna take him up on that. So anytime I got the invitation, it's a great honor, and it's a great time over there. I love training with him. I think we get a lot of stuff done together, and it's just good competition and practice. You kind of almost get that competition feeling when you're jumping against them. So it's a great time. And
go on, Sam. You want to say something? Yeah. Go on.
My theory, because I wasn't there, is they did it just to make the rest of the world kind of jealous, and it kind of worked.
Yeah, and it kind of worked. A little bit of that too, yeah.
Mondo, if you compare Renaud's facility with the one you had back home in your garden at your parents' place, who has the better pole facility?
That's tough. Because I got Renaud in the room and I got my dad in the room. So either way, I'm upsetting somebody. But there's just something about home, I guess. Yeah, and I got Sam in the room shoes. But it's tough. It's tough. But I definitely have jumped higher in Renaud's garden than I did at home. So I got that. That's all I'll say. I'm just going to keep it at that. Doesn't always like this, but it's like
and
keep it like that.
Just out of curiosity, how high did you jump in Renaud's?
I don't think that high.
Well, who's got the record in the
No, it was. I mean, we were jumping like 520, something like that. So it was just for fun. I've jumped already 595.
Like this.
Yeah, you jumped 595 there. Okay, but not on this particular occasion.
Another day.
Okay, another day. Yeah, another question here?
A follow-up to your good relationship. How does that work out in the competition? Do you guys sometimes have to switch off the fun, or how are you able to focus on your own jump and then enjoy what the other guys are doing as well? Or do you sometimes try to block out what the other guys are doing, especially if it comes towards the end of the competition?
You can all answer that, surely. All three.
Well, our event is... Okay, Mondo, you want to go first?
No, I said you go first.
Okay. Our event is special, and I think vertical jumps are like that, is that it's not necessarily me versus him, blow to blow to first blood kind of thing. It's me versus the bar and him versus the bar. And there's kind of an honor to that aspect of the event, is that if you do it, you deserve it, but you got to do it. So it kind of distracts from the man-to-man coverage of pole vaulting, because it's not so much that I don't want you to succeed. It's more I want myself to succeed, but you know what happens when guys, competitors, real guys that try to win, real winners from wherever they come get together, is they jump well together. I don't think there'd be a man that was in the pole vault world sitting before you, even if it was not us, that would say, I don't like to have a good time on the track. I really don't jump well if I have a good time, so I'd really appreciate if nobody smiled out there. I don't think there's a guy.
Yeah. And I mean, pole vault competitions are long, so we have a lot of downtime, you know, on those benches, so we get to know each other a little bit. And yeah, I mean, I want everybody, you know, I want them to do great. I want them to jump really high tomorrow. I just want to jump a little higher than whatever they jump. So, you know, I'm fine with them doing good as long as I just do a little bit better.
Which is fair enough.
Yeah,
Renaud, how about yourself?
Well, the fact is, I mean, Sam explained it well, but first we are in competition between us. I mean, we have to clear the bar as high as possible, and then we see what's going for the next opponent. But doing competition is quite super long. I mean, I spent many competition during like with a warm-up time and the competition time over 5 hours on the track. So you have to find window to just relax and see something different, because if you stay full concentrated during that time, you will explode before even the competition starts. So it's super interesting to be able to watch the other guy, to watch also, you know, what's happened on the track, and feel, you know, that you're part of this competition, part of the atmosphere. And when it's your turn, you just set your mind ready for that, and then it's for the time that you need.
Yeah. Any other questions from the floor? Yeah. Yeah.
Mondo. Are the
Wake up,
glasses form or fashion or function?
Despite popular belief, they are real. I'm blind as a bat. I wear contacts when I compete. And me and my brother, we got into the Beatles really heavy these past couple years. And so I think I take a little bit of inspiration from John Lennon. But yeah, so I mean, no, they're real. I've always had glasses. I just wear them a little bit more now.
They're real.
They're real, right? Yeah, we can look through.
They're real.
You can see. All right, let's by show of hands, does Mondo look good? It's okay. There we go. Yeah, we get 2 over here.
Everybody that didn't raise their hand, I know.
Yeah.
Any final questions from the floor? Yeah. Oh, yep.
Mondo, what changed in your life since you turned pro?
Money, he said. Renaud goes money.
Yeah, I guess that's probably the biggest change. Nothing really much other than that. You know, I was already competing at the biggest meets that there was last year and even the year before. So, you know, me competing with these guys is nothing new to me, and competing on the biggest stage. But yeah, I try not to think about it too much, you know, but I guess it maybe puts a little bit more pressure on me, but no, I feel like I've been able to handle it fine, and I think it makes it a little more fun. But yeah, no, I mean, I can't really think of anything that's crazy changed.
Any more? Yep. Another question here for you.
So, question for Sam and Mondo. Before Renaud came to pole vaulting, the discipline was so close connected to one name, Bubka's name. How was it for you when you were like growing up, and was Bubka still kind of an influence for you, or was like Renaud the one and only big role model, the one you were looking up to?
Yeah. By the time I was like 11, Renaud was like the king. So I don't remember that much of a time prior to when, you know, Renaud wasn't the man. So, you know, of course, you know, I take a lot of, you know, inspiration in Bubka and what he did for the sport. But yeah, when I was growing up and, you know, the heart of my childhood, it for sure was all about Renaud.
I think every era needs its own champions to connect with the jumpers of that time, the athletes of that time. We in pole vaulting have generally, hopefully, hopefully longer careers than a lot of other athletic endeavors, as field eventers. And so we interact, we intermingle. So the guys I was watching years of the past, I didn't know Renaud's name until 2009 when he showed up at the Armory in New York, and I'm like, who's this French guy with the earrings? He can jump. And, I started pole vaulting. I didn't have eyes for the sport like that until 2005. And so before that, it's really, until I met Bubka face to face, I'm like, is he really even is he a real dude? Is he a real dude? Because you put all the stuff on paper, it doesn't really make sense. And then by now, here we are, 2019, all the stuff you write down about Renaud doesn't make sense. And you just get a bunch of great people up here that are hopefully connect to the generation. I bet you can see 3 different generations of pole vaulters here, and you probably see 3 different groups of people, 3 different cultures represented, all coming together. And I'm sure Bubka is a great guy, but I don't connect to him as much as I might connect to Renaud or Jeff Hartwig or Björn Otto, the greats of the 2000s to the 2010s.
I have a question for you, gentlemen. I asked Noah Lyles what was going to be the winning time. Not necessarily saying that he was going to win, but what was going to be the winning time for him, his race, his competition. Do you want to give me a predictive winning height for tomorrow?
He's got the most experience.
Yep. Renaud.
598.
598. Yep. Okay. 598. Okay. Go Sam. Go Sam.
Well, let me break that down for you, because he gave it just. He's saying.
He's gonna say height. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it out of
He's
him.
saying that by the nature of 598, there will be multiple men still in the competition at that bar.
Okay. Yeah.
Because generally, if there's just one guy left, he'll pass 98 to a 6-meter bar. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? And that's all I'll say on the matter.
Okay. He didn't say it, right?
I told you.
Right. You know him. You know him well. Go on then, Mondo. You give me a height, a predictive winning height.
I'll do it.
I might do a Sam right here, honestly. just kind of talk around it, but
balance the challenge.
I think Renaud I think he'll probably be close. It'll be somewhere around that bar, but we don't know. Yeah, more or less.
But
more
3
or
or
less.
4 centimeters either way. Right? Yeah.
But I mean, I know that we all want to jump as high as we can, but when it comes to a meet like this, which is we're all taking it as a championship meet, we all just want to win. And if we jump 583 and we win, then the winner is going to be happy, whether it's any of us.
It's the nature of competition. It's whatever it takes on that day.
Exactly.
You try to predict it, you're just throwing dice.
Gentlemen, as always, it's been a wonderful pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, Renaud, Sam, and Mondo. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
I brought along a few friends. First, shout out to God for making me who I am, what I be, that I be blessed to bless thee. Second of all, sending shouts out to the people that helped me create this musical masterpiece. All the people from Universal love, one love to all of y'all. Major shout out to my man Sandro for uplifting me.
I know. Says the Brit. Says the Brit. Well, it is absolutely wonderful that I'm with the female speed merchants, that is for sure. Most of you in the room have known that I've started off the press conference with no selfies, but I've already told the women that this is the only selfie I'm taking of the day. All right, because this is something truly spectacular. So from left all the way to right, Mujinga Kambundji, they're from Switzerland. Dina Asher-Smith, of course, Shaunae Miller-Uibo, there, Dafne Schippers, and Elaine Thompson. Champions galore, speed, fastness, everything you could say is all here. In the women's field. So, Elaine, since you are right next to me, of course, I've got to mention Paris, another great victory in the Diamond League.
Good afternoon, guys. My victory in Paris is a build up to the World Championships because I'm doubling the 100 and 200. So, doing both helps me to prepare my body to the World Championship with less than 5 weeks remain. So, it's going to be my last 200 into the World Championships. I'm looking forward.
I'm excited, Dafne. And for you, one of the things we could never deny for you, you're always there, right? You're going to compete against the top people. It doesn't matter what happens. Sometimes can that be a little bit frustrated, though, that you can never rest up because there's always going to be someone there to run against?
Yeah, but I think it's good to race with these girls. I like it. I'm excited, though. I'm really, really happy to race in this competition. So, yeah, for me, like I train to compete and not just training. I like to try to be the best.
Yeah, if you train, you might as well race, right?
That's it.
Absolutely. And Shaunae, for you, 200 meters, Birmingham, very successful there. It was a hot race, a hot competition. Bit blustery. Conditions weren't the best for you to run there, but it was about the head-to-head competition there, I guess.
Yeah, I think it was a really great meet for everyone to come together and give a little preview of what World Champs is going to be like. But it was a really exciting race. I got to compete against a lot of great athletes. We're sitting here as well. So, it was really fun, and I was happy to get it through.
It was fun to watch, that is for sure. Now, the following weekend, Dina, you did the 100 meters in the national championships. Hellish win to run against, but a fantastic run. You must be thinking to yourself, you're rounding into form nicely.
Thank you very much. Yeah, obviously Birmingham Diamond League was one of my home Diamond Leagues, so I always want to go there and perform well. And obviously I have my national champs the week after, so that's another one that I have to do well at if I want to make the team. But yeah, the wins were annoying. Yeah, I was like, oh, -2, you're serious. But yeah, I mean, that's always the aim, to come into good shape. Obviously coming into September, October when the World Championships it's when we've all got to run fast.
So you say -2, just easily there, but how fast did you run?
No, but like...
No, the answer is not, oh no.
No, but like, it was good. I was happy with my race. That I was trying to go for some times. I was told to like execute both my races very quickly. So I knew that I was going to run well regardless of the conditions, because that's just the orders that my coach gave me, so.
Have you noticed you still haven't said the time, right?
No.
You noticed that, right? Was it sub 11 then?
I didn't do sub 11 until -2, no. I didn't. I did 11:03, I was frustrated.
Yeah, I know.
It doesn't matter.
And in the final was, again, a really, as you say, you wanted to execute a good race, a solid performance, which you did again, into another strong headwind. It's just good practice, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was, as I said, I was happy to put together 2 races in short succession together, and they were of a high quality. Again, headwinds are one of those things that we have to deal with. We're all seasoned athletes. We're all professional athletes. So whether it's sunny or there is winds, we've always got to go and bring our best, and that's something that we can all do.
Mujinga, your championships went pretty well on the same weekend. Tell us about your 200-meter running there.
It was amazing. It was the first really good 200 meters, and yeah, I did a PB national record, so I was really happy.
And again, it seems like everybody seems to be coming into form at the right time. The week later, we're here at the Diamond League final with all the. I mean, there's only 3 people missing from the lineup. That's not this press. This is the quality of this race. You being home, surely, I'm going to say it. Sure, that got to give you a little bit of an advantage.
I'm sorry, yes, a little bit. But no, for me, it's really exciting every year to be here. Zurich is a really special stadium for me with my home crowd, and it's really special every year. This year is it's nice. It's before the championship, so I think everyone is in a different shape, maybe a little bit better. So I'm really curious to see how it's going to go tomorrow.
Now, Elaine, you hold the fastest time in the world, if that's correct, right? 22 flat. Do you think that time is under the threat with the quality of athletes that are in the field?
I want to think it will not be in threat. I mean, the girls are running fast, and I was in a good, decent shape for national trials, even though I don't think I've been that close back to it after national trials, because I'm in the load of the season. So if it breaks, no worries. I mean, it will break one day. I know the girls are going faster, even not tomorrow, but maybe at the World Championship. So look, tomorrow is just going to be having fun. It's going to be my last 200 before the World Championship. So it's all about fun and running and excited with the girls.
No, your competition, you realise, is most probably going to be the highlight of the whole meet. Yeah, exactly. I mean, have you noticed a change in the way that the press and the media are really pushing women's sport, specifically in our event? I mean, athletics, we're always known as a sport that has that split kind of, diversity in that sense. But do you feel now that we're pushing women up towards being superstars as the equal measure as men?
I hope so. I mean, I know it wasn't directed to me, but you can all answer.
Yeah, take it.
Yeah, because I remember when I was in Birmingham. Was it Birmingham? I think somebody from like CBS and was like, "Oh, we think you're in a golden era of female sprinting. What do you say about that?" I was like, "Well, I'm going to say yes, obviously." But like, but that's what I mean. I don't know if anybody's ever like referred like that to you guys. So, but I mean, somebody else did to me. So now we all get it, and it's a great compliment. So thanks. Yeah.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, like I say already, I've already mentioned that this is the only selfie I'm taking. So, of course, that means a lot to me personally. What else is going to be fascinating is the lane draw tomorrow. Do you think that has any effect on what the result can really be?
Well, I don't think so, because I'm not really a curve runner. So I will take less curve and more straight. So whichever the lane takes me closer to the straight, I'll take that. Okay.
And Shaunae, for you now, this is it, right? No World Championships, 200 meters. So this could be the equivalent to the World Championships.
Yeah,
Does that make you feel like under pressure, or are you more excited about it?
I'm really excited about it. It's my last 200 for the season, and so I'm really excited to come up with the ladies and put on a show for the crowd tomorrow. And we'll just see how it goes, but I'm really excited for it. We've been training really hard, and so hopefully the results show tomorrow.
Absolutely. I spoke to Noah a little bit earlier on, and a question I didn't ask Noah, I'm going to ask you, right? It said, when people in your training group are doing so well, do you feel like, I need to step up and make sure that my performance is as high as theirs? Or do you just think,
No, it's almost like a little bit of motivation. We all kind of push each other to that limit to say, okay, let's try to be the best that we can possibly be. And yeah, when we see each other doing well, it's obviously a great feeling because you're happy for your teammates as well. And so yeah, it's just an extra push that goes along. Like, okay, well, let's all do it. Let's all get a little bit better and just try and make it.
Questions from the floor.
Shaunae already spoken. I ask her which hair color you're wearing tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I kind of decide kind of late, but I'm coming out with a color tomorrow, so it's going to be a different change. So just keep looking out for it.
Does anybody want to fancy chipping in on a colour suggestion? Any other questions there for Blue? Yeah. Blue for the Diamond League final. Talking, it is the actual final. I've mentioned to some of the other guys, the difference in having the Diamond League final before the major championships, does it really allow you to focus on a good performance here? I mean, that's a question for all of you.
Well, it's going to be my first time doing a Diamond League final before a championship, and I think I'm super excited. After the World Championship, I just want to be finished. Nothing more, so I'm pretty happy with the finals running tomorrow.
Well, it is, yeah. Daphne?
Yeah, for me the same. I think it's good to have like a competition like this before the World Championships. It's very good to compete in this, and what happens here is not what happens in the world. So everybody's in different build-up, but I think it's really, really good to do this. I like it.
You like it? Okay, it's good, Shaunae.
Yeah, I agree with what they're saying. It's great to have a little preview of it. Like I said before, with the lineup for World Championships that's coming up, and so I think this is a great race and a great opportunity to say, okay, let's see exactly where we're at. This is the last big one, really, for everybody before World Champs, and so. Yeah, it's going to be pretty fun and trying to set it up and make everything kind of perfect.
Excellent. Dina?
Let's say, yeah, I agree with these three, obviously. I think I prefer it before the World Championships again, because you get a preview, but also, as Elaine was saying, after World Champs normally, or after any major championships, you're like, oh, I just want to sleep, I want to go home, I want to eat now, because you've been focused for 6 months beforehand. Then after that big moment, you're just like, oh. So it's hard to pick yourself up again for such a big meet like the Diamond League final after the championships. So having it before, I think, is really good.
Mujinga?
Yeah, I agree to all of them. For me, it's also really hard. Always after the championships to motivate, not to motivate to run here, but it's just harder to do a good performance. So I'm really happy it's going to be before, and I think the performance will be better than other years.
And do you know, it's really interesting because everybody's literally said the same thing, that they feel it. But none of you have any problem when it comes to the competition when it's after the World Championships. You also... I'm
going to say it might be good, but inside we might be suffering, so tomorrow might be even better. You would see.
Okay. Can I hold you to that, Dina?
No.
Well, do you know, Daphne, really quickly, I've got to mention this. Mex, the Australian. Now, the other ladies are looking at me thinking, what is Colin talking about? Yeah, go on. Tell us a little bit about Mex, because I actually follow him.
That's good. Like, it's serious about my dog. So I have an Australian Shepherd, and he's 8 months old now. So, yeah, he's my buddy.
Yeah, so if you want to look out for Mex...
follow him.
Follow him on Instagram, and you can see what Daphne's dog is all up to in that sense. Any other further questions from the floor? Yeah?
Next year's Diamond League will be a bit different with few events. Are you afraid 200 will be gone? Zurich says it's in danger.
I don't think so. I think the 200 is one of the main events, so I don't think they skip that, I think.
I think that answers it for everybody. They're all kind of happy with that.
I hope not.
Yeah. Any other questions before I get my selfie? No? Brilliant. Thank you very much. Selfie time. Ladies, please do not move.
Welcome to the Masterly Groove. Master League.
remember whips and chains. I remember mirth and pain. I remember many things that make my soul wants to sing. My soul wants to sing. That make my soul wants to sing. My soul wants to sing. I remember whips and chains. I remember mirth and pain. I remember many things that make my soul wants to sing. I once saw a mother cry. I once held a brother while he died. I look to God and ask him why. My soul wants to sing. I walk the streets day and night. Many live and many fight. Many run and hide in fright. My soul wants to sing.
Okay, the ultimate, I guess, the 400-meter hurdles, the last event, Diamond League event on the track tomorrow. And of course, it means we have the last athletes that are here, but they're all pretty swift in their own particular manner. Kareem Hussein there, who's coming nicely into form, which is brilliant to see. We'll get a little bit more information from you, Kareem, how you feel your season's going, but so far it's building nicely. Right here, of course, Rai Benjamin, who's been in phenomenal form. And we have right next to me Carsten Warholm, the current world champion, I should say, and European record holder, which means this event, guys, is going to be electric. They've left it for the last because it's a good reason. Carsten, how are you feeling? Smile first, smile.
Yeah, I'm trying, but I'm like scared. It comes with pressure,
of course.
Of course,
yeah.
Everything comes with pressure, and especially when you have guys around you that pushes the hardest, you know. So it's going to be a crazy one, and everybody is talking about these duels all year, you know. Can't wait to these guys meet and whatever, but at the same time, I think we're pushing each other, and that this is probably a blessing in disguise, you know, because of course nobody wants to lose, but at the same time, everybody wants to improve. And I've always been saying, when it comes to myself, I'm I'm not afraid of losing, but I'm really, really afraid not to develop and becoming a better version of myself. And if I want to become a better version of myself, I need to have opponents, and yeah. So I have. So God sent them to me. Thank you.
Yeah, you requested and one was delivered, right? Yeah, I can see you here. You're kind of smiling away. How you feeling? I know you may be a little bit tired flying over, but I know how generally you feeling body-wise.
I feel really good, actually. I've been excited about this all day. I mean, all week. Raced Samba early in the year, so like I know what that what that pressure feels like and what it comes with, and I'm just excited to get in another race with phenomenal athletes and a great field, and just to push myself this weekend. So. And
you're feeling confident, pretty confident?
I feel.
Because when I say
really
confident, I mean
yeah.
I'm hoping you've got no injuries or niggles or anything like that.
Oh no! I feel I'm 100% pretty good.
That is pretty good to hear.
Can you teach me?
All right, I will. Thursday.
And Kareem, yourself now, as I said, I mentioned earlier, they're rounding into form. Your championships was great last weekend. How are you generally feeling?
Yeah, now I'm feeling great, especially to sit next to those two guys. Feeling great to be on the track, to be able to run again. Last time I ran here, the level was on like 48 low. Now the level is on 47 low. So it's a big motivation. On one hand, it was difficult to see them on television all the time, but on one hand it was hard, but on the other hand, it's a big motivation. And it's crazy, yeah. It's going to be a fast race tomorrow, and I just enjoy it.
Now, I'm going to mention these two. Now, you both run very different races when it comes to the performance level. We all know, Carson, you go out hard, and this year you've been managed to hold on very well, nice control all the way through. Is that the same approach? Are you going to change anyway your tactics, or are you just going to run?
For me, it's always about just running. But of course, when you see how Rai does his race, he's always a very, very strong finisher, much stronger than I. So I'll just go out there and wait for him to pass me, and we'll see what happens.
What are you going to say, Rai? Come on. Is he setting you up there?
I mean, I don't know, but like he said, like he runs his own race and I run my own race, and I think all year I've been trying to hone in on my race pattern, and I still haven't really figured it out as yet. And I've tried different things throughout the year, and I know in Rome I ran a different pattern than I did at Prefontaine, where I ran 47.16. So, I mean, I have a pattern set in my head to run tomorrow, and after we come off that home stretch, we'll see what happens.
I want to know. Ask him more.
Yeah, I'm just going to bypass him. That says we all want to see the results. We want to see an exciting race. But I have to mention that, of course, Mr. Samba has been out. We all know he's been suffering with injuries in a sense. But to add him into the mix is very best. Surely this would be the race of the meeting.
Yeah, definitely. It would be. It would be kind of the dress rehearsal for the Olympics.
Yeah.
So I mean, like it would have been fantastic to have him here, because I mean this is what everyone's been waiting for all year and last year, and it's just it just sucks that he couldn't be here. But I mean we still have a phenomenal field, and we still have the opportunity to go out there and run really fast tomorrow.
Really fast means perhaps a season's best from both of you?
Yes.
Season
best would be PRs for both of us. Probably, yeah.
I like
Rai knows.
Yeah.
Straight away. And Kareem, and yourself.
Yeah, PR.
Getting that PR, that would be absolutely wonderful to see that. Now, you're obviously, again, you're home. And I've mentioned to Mujinga and to Leah that being home here in the Weltklasse in the Diamond League final, the support is going to be huge for you when they announce your name. Most probably a bigger chant than these guys will get. Do you think that gives you a little bit more motivation?
Yeah, I hope so. It's going to be louder than with those two. For sure, it gives you a lot of motivation. When I competed here first, 2014, Felix Sanchez, he came to me before the race, and I was so nervous. And he said, well, thank you. And before the race, and I thought, why? And he said, because of you, this is going to be a crazy race. So I'm going to have my part maybe tomorrow. Also for these two guys, it's the best to run in front of your home crowd, and that gives you a lot of motivation, absolutely.
I mean, both of you two now, you mentioned that you've had differences in both race style, race pattern, but also there's been significant changes, I guess, in how you've performed. For you, Carsten, what do you think has been the significant change which has taken you down from 47.8 down towards that 47.1 mark?
You know, I was talking about this in Paris. I was touching it a bit because last year I got a lot of beating. I didn't ever race Rai last year, but look at the papers. He gave me a lot of beating, him as well, but also Samba every time. And you know, for me, it was a defining moment because I needed to get myself together and find the motivation to work even harder. And last year I managed to run 8 hurdles very, very good. This year I run 10 hurdles. I would say very good. So for me, I'm stronger. I'm more fit, and that gives me the chance to be one of the big players this year. So I'm going to thank myself and my coach because we did a solid amount of work.
No, right. Do you actually train with Sydney as well? I know you have the same kind of coach and technical coach, I guess, with Joanna Hayes. So do you do any time with Sydney McLaughlin?
Yeah, we're at practice at the same time, but I think last week or 2 weeks ago and last week we had like similar workouts, but we don't necessarily train.
Crossover?
Yeah, it's like it goes her than me because I want to be, you know, taking her out of her race pattern because, you know, I'm obviously running a lot faster than she is. But yeah, we're at practice at the same time. So I mean, that's kind of good that, you know, we're all out there and like it's a different atmosphere at SC when we're all out there because it's me, Michael, Kendall, and Sydney. So it's like, you know, you have that high level, you know, tier, group there, and it's just like everyone wants to be good, everyone wants to be the best, and it just, you know, pushes us to another level training because no one wants to be like the slowest in practice, and no one wants to not, you know, do what they're supposed to do. So it kind of keeps everyone on their toes.
Excellent. Any questions from the floor? Yep. Is there a mic there? We can grab a mic.
Thanks. Question for Carsten and Rai. Kevin Young will be there tomorrow. Is it something special for both of you? What does he represent?
I spoke to Kevin yesterday. It's really cool seeing him here and, you know, just talking to him. I've never actually had a conversation in person with him before until yesterday, and it was just phenomenal. Just, you know, just hearing the words of wisdom and just, you know, hearing his take on things when he ran. So, I mean, it's kind of cool that he's here and seeing like the world record holder. I mean, I've watched his race like a million times, so I caught myself yesterday telling him what he did at certain points in the race. And he was just like, "Oh yeah, you're right." So I mean, it's really special for him to be here and to see us run this weekend. I mean, tomorrow. So I'm very excited.
For me, I never met him, but I've been chatting a bit with him on the internet. He reached out to me. I think it was after London. So I like that he wants to involve with the new athletes, and I also think that he knows that he acknowledges the times that we are running. So I'm looking forward. I hope that I can meet them, and I hope that he hasn't given Rai too many good advices.
He hasn't.
Thank God.
Any question across that?
Thank you. Rai, I was just looking at how much you competed last year versus this year. Has that been a challenge, not having maybe a race every weekend?
You know, that was one of the main things that we focused on this year. Of course, on an NCAA level, we're week in, week out, you know, always on the track. And the goal this year was just to be excellent at practice and excellent at meets and, you know, give a great effort at practice so that, you know, we kind of mirror running track meets at practice. But has it been tough? It kind of is, you know, psychologically, because you go in thinking, all right, I haven't ran in like a month. What am I going to do now? And it's always difficult, you know, coming into a race knowing that you haven't raced, you know, prior. But I mean, you put all that aside, and you know, we're here for a reason. We're on a big stage for a reason, so you just can't let that get to you. But it does factor in a lot. And given that this year has been so long because of, World Championships being in October, racing less has been, the main focus, because you have to peak later and you don't want to do everything too quickly in the year, because obviously you wouldn't want to burn out when that time comes. So, I mean, it has been a factor, and, we definitely plan for it. And, I kind of like it because it's a long way from LA to Europe. So, if I could stay home and get good practices in, then why not?
Any other questions? If not, keep thinking, because I'm asking the gentleman. It is the Diamond League final, of course. The build-up in here it's a long road. It's not an easy road to get to. So for you, Carson, the Diamond League has just been phenomenal. You came in and you started running meet records, PRs. How would you feel about the Diamond League and that kind of level of competition, which motivates and inspires?
Firstly, I was very happy in Stockholm just to get a win again, to be honest. So I was very, very motivated at that first race, and then it was business just 2 weeks after, at home soil, and I wanted to impress everyone there, of course. So that was good as well. And then I took some training off also, and had 5 weeks just with training. I wanted to improve even more, and then I went to London, and yeah, so it's been good, and of course it gives me some confidence, and I like to be like floating in the good zone. So for me it's been very nice, and I've been getting to test out different things, and I've been trying different methods of running. So I'm very happy. So I'm looking forward to the final now, and this is what it all comes down to. And now also to have the race that everybody has been waiting for. Gives me some good nerves. I like it.
Right, when they're talking about it's the race everybody's been waiting for, how do you feel about that yourself? That you're part of the star players, a lot of focus, a lot of attention on this performance.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm ready. I'm ready. Yeah, I'm ready to get out there, and I'm ready to run fast. And it's about time of PR, because it's been like a year now, and it's just constant, like 47 lows, and every time I look at the clock, it's just like, dang, didn't PR, but then. Sometimes I just realize, all right, dude, like 47:02 is like pretty fast.
Yeah,
so,
it is.
You don't get it.
Say it's okay.
Yeah, no big deal. But yeah, I just have to remind myself of that, and just know that things will work out when they do. So I'm really excited for tomorrow, and I don't know, all week I've been like kind of jittery, kind of excited. So like you said, good nerves.
Karim, let's get through the Diamond League. We get through this final tomorrow, and then we'll just look at the World Championships. Obviously, now you did the qualifying performance, so that's Andreas. But are you looking forward to the World Championships and putting on our Swiss Fest again?
Yeah, absolutely. As both of them said, it's a long season, and I think not only for the body, also for the mind. It's difficult to stay focused. For me, I started in May, June, so for me the season started last weekend. So I'm still freshly in mind, and I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, here's the big question. I've asked them all. Everybody before you, to predict the winning time for tomorrow. Not necessarily the winner, but a winning time. If I'm honest, I can't lie because all the press are here. The poll voters didn't give me an answer. But you fancy give me a rough idea what you think the winning performance could be? Is it going to be sub 47? Is it going to be 47.5? What's your thoughts?
This is just bad luck, Colin.
I know.
You don't want to go down this road.
And that's why the poll voters wouldn't give me an answer. They kind of were very diplomatic around the. Apart from Renaud. Renaud was the only one. He said, 5.98. That was it. That was his thought. So, okay, you could be diplomatic and say it's going to be a good. I'm not putting words in your mouth. You tell me what you want to say.
Would you like it if your mom told you what you were getting for Christmas?
Yes.
No, you wouldn't. Right? You want to have the surprise.
Yes, I would. No, go on. Okay. So you're going to say, we'll leave it a surprise. Okay, that's what Carson said. Let's leave it a surprise.
Okay, guys.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's
okay. That's okay. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, it's not going to.
I say it's going between 40 and 50, and the winner is going to be from Europe or USA.
There you go.
Very good call. Any final questions from the floor before I let these wonderful guys go and get themselves rested and get ready for an epic battle? Anybody else? Finally? Gentlemen, all the
Thank
best.
you.
Thank you very
Right,
much for
thank you.
joining us. Well
Thank you.
done. Thank you. Good luck.
So we take this last picture of the 3 400-meter hurdlers. If anyone is interested in interviewing Kevin Young, please pass by. Try to organize that afterwards. And then if you are interested in just showing, or that I show you the new mixed zone and media center. There's a mixed zone and media center